What's up, everyone, and welcome back to Rob's Gaming Table. Today on the table we have another Game of Thrones, a card game, 2nd edition tournament video for you. This time brought to you by these backers who donate to the channel on patreon.com/Rob's Gaming Table. We are at 401 in downtown Toronto. We got Kevin playing Greyjoy Reigns of Castamere against Sean playing Targaryen Fealty. See Kevin on the left, Sean on the right. Looks like we got Wex Pike, the Reader, and we have a Iron Fleet Scout. And a Great Hall. On the other side, we have Littlefinger. We have Ser Jorah Mormont, Plaza of Pride, and a Rose Road. Both great setups for cards. Economy in both cases. Decent locations. Littlefinger on setups. Not a bad thing. Getting that +1 gold. Of course, you're not getting the card draw later, but... yeah, decent bodies to start. Decent bodies to start. So this was a 3-round Swiss tournament using a game night kit ran by Alex O'Shea, the tournament organizer, usually at the 401 Games in downtown Toronto location. Once a month, usually the last Sunday of the month, we hold a game night kit down there. So if you're in the Toronto, Ontario area or around there the last weekend of the month, check out 401games.ca and look at their event calendar, and usually you'll see it in there or on Facebook in our... Greater Toronto area and a Hamilton group. So we got Summer Harvest flipped into trading with a Batoshi. So big hit there on the Summer Harvest. So are we just going to see the Greyjoy player dropping down some big bombs here? So Greyjoy Reigns with the new Asha seems to be a thing. I personally brought Greyjoy Fealty to this tournament. Wanted to try out the new Asha with some of the fun pillage tech. So these are her location and King of Salt and Rock and that kind of fun stuff. I'm not sure if I'm on camera at all during this tournament, so you won't actually get to see that, so never mind. But I believe Kevin is using the new Asha, so we should get to see her come into play at some point, I hope. So we got a... looks like the Targaryen player Sean's going first. He's got a... Targaryen Loyalist in there, used to reduce Khal Drogo. Yeah. So trying to put the double military pressure on the Greyjoy player, make him burn through some saves. And Second Sons coming out of the hand, paying gold to play them. I'm not sure that's how they're supposed to work. I didn't realize you could pay gold and play them in the marshalling phase. I thought they only get discarded for other card effects. And then come in later with Fleet Bottom. I didn't know you could use them that way. I'm just kidding. It's kind of funny. And actually puts a gold on it for Bestow to keep him around. That's interesting. Maybe just doesn't have Fleet Bottom in the deck. Maybe doesn't have it in his hand. Doesn't feel confident and he'll see it. So wants to keep him around. So where's the Greyjoy player for marshalling? So I believe the other Targaryen character that was marshalling in is the Storm Crows. Little mercenary guy with Bestow 5, $2, 1 military icon, 3 strength. And they have challenges actions to guard X gold from Storm Crows to choose X characters until the end of the phase. Each of those characters gets -1 strength. So he put 1 Bestow on it so he can chuck that gold away and basically target single character and give him a -1. Which will obviously pair with all the other minus strength events and plots and Daenerys reactions or actions and all that kind of thing, or her text or whatever, to add to the burn. So we got a Lord's Port ship around the other side, another Iron Fleet Scout. Looks like a Rose Road now, also in play on the Greyjoy side of things. Kevin shuffling around his giant piles of money. Feeling like Scrooge McDuck here, just doesn't know what to put into play. We don't see any saves yet, no Iron Mines in play, no dupes on characters yet. Begging Brother with 3 gold, just like that. We can use that to cancel the action on the Second Sons to not keep them around. We can use it to cancel the Storm Crow's ability right now. Uses the Lord's Port shipwright to kneel down Plaza of Pride. Makes sense. Now we don't have to deal with somebody standing back up. But right now, the military presence on the other side is looking much better than on the Greyjoy side of things. And those Iron Fleet scouts are only going to add +1 each. And we got little Theon there. And it's on 5 gold, it looks like. So we got a military challenge of 3 coming in. This will most likely be the first military, unless we see in Nightmares fly out and blank the text on Khal Drogo. It's interesting, he's only coming in with 3. I mean, both Wex and Theon. No, I guess just Wex maybe would have to block with 2 Iron Fleet scouts. And then he could possibly burn that trigger off of the Stormcrows, but then the Begging Brothers could cancel it. This is all not to mention other effects, like, not sure, I see Fealty was used. I'm just not sure if he did that in Marshalling or at the start of challenges, which Sean sometimes does. So he may have 1 gold kind of floating around. So we have Wex Pike buffed up to 3. And here he goes to 4. And Stormcrow's going to go. Begging Brothers going to cancel. Saw that coming. And there's the Nightmares on Khal Drogo. I did not watch this match at all. I was playing at this time. I have not watched this footage. I guess I've just played too much Thrones over the years. Alright, so now we have Intrigue coming in with Ser Jorah Mormont. So Kevin's trickery is going to let Theon possibly come in on a unopposed military later, since Khal Drogo and Stormcrows do nothing against him. And they're kind of sitting there, unless they come in on power challenges, of course. Or a power challenge, sorry. Looks like Begging Brother and the Reader coming in for a 7 block.
Okay. You win.
So Kevin and the Greyjoy players most likely holding some juicy cards in hand. He does not want to risk losing. And now power with the Second Sons.
There we go. That's where you're hiding it. That's where I'm hiding it. Plain sight.
And that sounds like that was unopposed. So Targaryen player now has a power. And now we got an unopposed power coming in with Theon. And the Reader gets his effect, drawing a card.
For Dom, tier 4? Sure. Give me Dom back. Do not, no. Sure. Sure.
So looks like gold put on Wex Pike for Dom. They forgot Second Sons leaving play there and chucking a gold at the end of challenges, I believe. Oh, there, they remembered it.
Yes, thank you.
Is Begging Brother going to cancel that? No, it doesn't look like it. Both boards are quite wide here. Cheaper characters on Kevin's side, I think. Actually, pretty cheap on both sides, actually. We're going to see a reset this early. No, we see Counting Coppers and Fortified Position. Haven't seen that one in a while. Blank in everyone's text boxes. I'm not sure why Sean's playing Fortified Position. I'm curious. Assuming that's what it is. It is an alt-art, and I believe that's what it says. Sean, if you are watching this, I'm just curious what Fortified Position, the point of it in the deck is. I'm always curious about that plot. I always look at it every now and then, you know, when some of the big guys go out of control and they have awesome text boxes and do cool things. Maybe that's just all it is it's a counter to the cards across the table. You just want to blank them for a face. Does stop that Lord Support Shipwright from kneeling his Plaza of Pride, though. Stops Theon's ability. Begging Brother can't do anything right now. I guess nobody can do anything, so Begging Brother doesn't need to do his cancel right now anyway. That also does mean Littlefinger's not giving away any gold right now. Khal Drogo shut off. Second Son sticks in play. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's to keep Second Sons around longer so they don't leave play. Yeah, I'm curious. If any Targaryen players out there are running that plot, I'm just curious why. What are the specifics?
Yeah. I have 2 Rose Roots. Yes, I'm not counting Littlefinger. Not counting Littlefinger.
I'm not sure what ship that is that was played on the Greyjoy side. I don't know if it's Victarion's ship or Asha's ship. I can't really tell from here. I'll try to look it up. But on the other side, we got another Rose Road in play, and it looks like Rhaegal has made an appearance. And it sounds like the Targ player Sean sitting on 4 gold. 2 gold saved on the other side.
4. Any actions?
I bet I know what that fortified position's in there for. It's probably to just stop any strength buffs from Tyrell or anything like that. Stand effects maybe on the other side of the board. Stand effects, strength buffs. That makes the burn more effective maybe. So there's Fealty Knelt at the start of Challenges phase. Sean puts a gold on it just to remind himself. Yeah, it's definitely not Asha's ship up there. Must be Victarion's? I'm sure you guys know and are yelling it at me right now, but I'll try to figure it out. Looks like we have an intrigue coming in for 3 strength with Wex Pike and the Lordsport shipwright. Oh, it's a sea bitch. That's what it is. It's sea bitch. Never mind. I thought it might have been Victarion's ship, but that has a red background, as I just found out. Iron Victory. Can you tell I rarely run sea bitch? I have one in my most recent deck, though. It's a fun little card, especially with the House of the Red Door in a few decks right now. So we got Ser Jorah coming in for the 4 block. Are we going to see an Iron Fleet Scout buff one of those characters up by 2 strength, since the Greyjoy player is the first player? Try to hit the hand of the Targ player, or force them to use some burn. And yep, we got a buff on the Lordsport shipwright. So we have a Rattleshirts Raiders pitched at a hand using Plasma Pride to stand Jorah. And we got Dracarys using Rhaegal to burn Wex Pike. And we got a buff to get up to 5 using the other Iron Fleet Scout on the Lordsport shipwright. And grabs a copy of Danny. It looks like the Targ player Sean is down to 1 card in hand now after pitching a card to Plasma Pride using Dracarys and getting hit with Intrigue Claim there. Which is not a good spot to be in with such a wide board with no protection if a Valor gets flipped. I mean, the Greyjoy player isn't really protected either, but he looks like he has 6 or 7 cards in hand at least there. Especially since he just drew with Cannon Coppers. Now, doing a challenge with Theon. Looks like he's just poking here. I mean, remember his text box is blank due to fortified position. So Littlefinger will block for 4. Successfully defended. And it sounds like over to the Targaryen for challenges. And after standing at Jorah, now we have him coming back in on the offense. I would assume you just throw both guys into block here. Again, the Reader and the Begging Brother. Because I don't think they have enough strength to stop the power challenge. And it can help protect. And which he does, full block. And now we have an unopposed military come through the Storm Crows. Killing the Lord Support Shipwright, getting unopposed power. And we have a power challenge with the Targaryen Loyalist for 1. That goes unopposed. Four power on the Lannister side, 1 power on the Greyjoy side now. And dominance goes to Targaryens. Targ player down to 1 card in hand. He has 3 Rose Roads out. But I personally would slap a Valor down if I were Kevin the Greyjoy player right now. If he has it. Assuming he has it. I mean, he's Greyjoy. Why wouldn't you have it? But yeah, we get Valar and 2 Cannon Copper. So low gold plot on the Targaryen side, but it does have Fealty and 3 Rose Roads. And he does need to draw some cards desperately. Hopefully get something he can put into play there. And the thing is, he catches that Second Sons, and it goes to the dead pile instead of the discard, where it can come back into play. And we got 2 Risen from the Seas coming out, saving Theon and the Reader. So yeah, if I would have known he had those Risens in hand, yeah, Valor's a no-brainer there, no-brainer. So Targaryen player going first. 4 gold collected, plus he has Fealty. Oh, it should be 5 gold. Yeah, he has 5 gold, sorry. The 1 gold token's just blending there in the Dragon Wing there. Couldn't see that. There is Flea Bottom. But what does he have in the discard pile to come back into play from Flea Bottom? That's the question. We see Danny there. Dracarys and something else underneath it that has a military icon. Oh, it was the Rattled Shirts Raiders. No, they can't come in either. So he has no targets in there, but he's got Plasma Pride. If that doesn't get Sea-Bitched first, or if Flea Bottom gets Sea-Bitched, maybe he can pitch something into the discard pile and then bring it in with the Flea Bottom. But he also needs to save a gold for that, and still marshal some guys right here. Another Second Sons. And puts 1 gold on it.
Actually, sorry. No.
He's going to save it. Saves the gold. So since there was 3 rounds of Swiss, I brought 2 cameras, and I want to say thanks to all the awesome players who allowed me to record them and play on camera. So thanks to them. You guys should see about 6 videos from this series, so they'll be up on the channel on Rob's Gaming Table. I'll start a playlist for them once I get the second one up. I'll jam it in a playlist with this video, so stick around if you're new here and are interested in Game of Thrones. Hit subscribe, and if you want to be notified when those videos go up, hit that little alarm bell button beside the subscribe button to be notified. And if you like Game of Thrones videos on this channel, hit that like button, let me know. And feel free to leave comments below if you see anything in the videos or have any constructive criticism or anything like that. Or any rules, mistakes you want to let future viewers of these videos know about, yeah, just leave those in the comments below. Always appreciated. So we have a Lord's Port ship right now coming into play, another one, which could easily kneel Flea Bottom or Plaza of Pride. That's the choice, and then you could Sea Bitch the other. So it looks like the Greyjoy player, Kevin, is in full control here. And you see Sean laying down his cards there, all 4 cards, kind of just letting his opponent know they're his for the taking, since he has no intrigue icon on the board, and probably no way of stopping that intrigue challenge. So this is not looking good for the Targaryen player at this moment. He does still have Fealty standing, and a gold on his Counting Coppers plot there, so I don't know what he could do with that. I don't know if he has a... Oh, he does have a dragon in his dead pile. Could Fire and Blood a dragon in and use Fealty to burn somebody, maybe, with Dracarys, assuming those are in his hand. And Lord's Port Shipwright is kneeling Plaza of Pride and marshalling here. And it looks like the Greyjoy player saves a gold over the Targaryen player for challenges. He has first action. He chooses to do his Fealty, which now leaves it open to the Greyjoy player to use Sea Bitch if he wants to steal Flea Bottom. And we got a power challenge with the Second Sons coming in for 6. And it sounds like it's unopposed. Claims the only power the Greyjoy player has, takes unopposed. So the Targaryen player looks quite ahead right now on the power totals. Up 7-0. But game state wise here, not looking too good. But he could slap down a big gold plot next turn, maybe jump in a bomb, but... So it sounds like the Reader's coming in on a challenge here. Would assume it's intrigue, yep. And it sounds like it's unopposed. So raiding the Bay of Ice to put Flea Bottom on the top of the deck. And we do not so to get Plaza of Pride out of there. Draws a... Oh, he's sending 3 to the discard pile with the Reader to fill up the discard pile.
Hey, those ain't coming back. Well, not for
Try to set up his Greyjoy econ location for the future, I'm sure. And we're going into Reigns here. And we get a Varys Riddle to copy Counting Coppers. So Kevin schooling is full control here. Schooling Sean getting all his events off, just hammering it to him. Heavy Valor turn there. I think Sean maybe went too hard on the board, put too many characters down. Dominus goes to Targaryens, though. He's up, has 8 power, only 2 on the Greyjoy side. So this game's not over here. And it looks like Greyjoy player Kevin there is chucking for taxation. Gets rid of a Silence his crew. If you guys are interested in board game playthroughs, especially Game of Thrones themed one, we did a couple playthroughs of the Game of Thrones themed Catan if you're interested. It's pretty cool. You can check that out on the channel and other board game playthroughs. So we got trade routes into Blood of the Dragon. That burns that Lord's Port ship right away. But he has no locations he really needs to kneel anymore. Another low gold plot played here. It's going to be hard for the Targaryen player to recover a board, but I mean, there's only 2 characters on the Greyjoy side, so...
Okay. I'll gain 8. Yep.
And 8 gold gained off the trade routes. Oh boy. Second Great Hall marshaled in on the Greyjoy side. Sounds like he's going first. And there's Asha. She made an appearance. And an Iron Mines to keep her around. And Tris Botley. And sounds like Sean didn't draw too good.
I was hoping to kill him, but I always forget the snow attachments.
And yeah, so he concedes, and Kevin takes the first game here. So guys, stay tuned. We got more Game of Thrones coming up on the channel. If you're interested in L5R, we got those up there too. And like I said, board game playthroughs. Thanks a lot for supporting the channel. If you want to do so, you can click the link in the description below. But make sure you slap that like button and subscribe. And we'll see you in the next video. Thanks a lot for watching.